What is up, guys? It's ShadowRavenGaming. Before I start with all these pickups, I want to say, you guys probably noticed I've been gone for quite a while. And I know in the two videos before this, my last pickups video, I had said I would be back more frequently. And that was the beginning of summer. And I really underestimated the amount of events I would have with band camp and just tons of other things. And just a bunch of laziness thrown in there. But with that being said, this is my last day of summer, so yeah. But it's not going to be like it was when I did my top 15 underrated N64 games, because that was when I started having finals, and this is beginning of school. So every weekend I'm going to try to pelt out some videos for you guys. I'm going to try to do it during the week too. I am in marching band, like I said before, band camp, and being in one of those top tier marching bands, we do have to play a lot. So within the first, I guess, quarter of summer, I might not be able to post as much as I want to, but when other things start rolling around towards the fall semester, or a little bit after that, really soon, I'll be able to belt out videos like I was able to before the last countdown. So I'm in the midst of another countdown right now, so all of my fans, guys don't have to worry about that. There will be a new countdown coming out, hopefully really soon. And I'm planning on doing a lot more of these kind of vloggy videos where I kind of show you guys most of my pickups, and hopefully some more reviews. And I have a new segment coming. I'm not gonna tell you guys what it is yet. Maybe you guys will like it, hopefully, but I think it'd be pretty cool to do. So I'll start that hopefully really soon. But enough of my chit chat and blabber. I'm gonna get into the pickups. This has been about a month to a month and a half pickups. I picked up my biggest pickup of all time. So I'm gonna save that one for last. So you better not freaking skip ahead or leave this video. The last pickup I'm gonna do is gonna be my best pickup I've ever had in my entire life. So, I guess we can get started. I'll start off with a big one so you guys will be kind of entertained. Something I've been wanting for a really long time, being a big N64 collector. And I know you guys, like, my shelves look barren with the stuff I had to take off of them. But whatever. I was at my store in the city over that I shopped at before I moved here. And the guys there are awesome. Go there and play some Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic. But they sell video game stuff. So I usually go in there every time I have to go back to my town over from me, and usually pick up a few games. And I saw this in the window, and I asked how much he wanted for it. And I'm gonna go back and pick up something. So we kind of did a little like coalition to where if I buy that, he'll throw this one in for free. So I'm gonna be getting that soon, and that'll be also a freaking amazing pickup. But I've been wanting this for a really long time, so I finally got myself a Nintendo 64 box. Now it does not have anything in it. It does have the manuals. No styrofoam, sadly, so it's just the manual. But I hope to get another charcoal system. Like, I have two ice blues right there. And hopefully when I get another charcoal system, I will be able to hopefully find some styrofoam and have a complete box on 64. This is definitely a top shelf item, so I was happy about picking this up. I've been wanting a N64 box for my collection for a long time. And I was happy to get one, in pretty good shape too. It says the purchase date was 11/29/94, so a little piece of history there. The next one I want is a Super Nintendo box, and hopefully an NES box later. But keeping with the N64 theme, I got a game I was looking for a while. If I'm not mistaken, I played this on the arcades, or I might be thinking of Mace. I think that's what it was. But I was looking for this one for a while. It does a little sun damage, but I paid pretty cheap for it. I think it was about 10 bucks. And for a complete box N64 game, that's not too bad. So I got Dark Rift. Definitely happy about picking that up. It's one of my things to collect, is complete box games. So I have a kind of good proportion of boxed games. So I'll always like to add to the N64 plethora of box games. So that was cool to add to the collection. It's a pretty fun game too. In my opinion, it is. So now we have the N64 cartridges I picked up recently. I picked up a game that I haven't really heard of too much. It was called Dual Heroes. Right there, Dual Heroes. not really, I'm pretty sure it's about two heroes, but I haven't given it a shot yet, so hopefully I'll be able to get to that, and I can wish for the best. It looks like a kind of an action beat-em-up type thing, but never know, it might be a little diamond in the rough there. Picked up Hexen. I've been wanting this game for a long time. Played it on PC, I think. I played it on PC. Or emulator, one of the two, because I wanted it for a long time. And I finally found it for about $5, and I had to pick it up, because it's definitely one I wanted to add to the collection for a long time, so I was happy about that. This is a game that I got requested to get a lot. Especially with the craze of my top 15 underrated 64 games, which is almost at 10,000 views, and I'm over freaking 220 subscribers. I can't thank you guys enough for that. It's freaking fantastic, and thank you so much. But I get requested to get this game and play it a lot, and I was getting a bunch of like unsatisfactory comments, like, why isn't this game on there on the two videos I did? So I had never played it before, and I finally found it for a pretty good price, and that is Mystical Ninja, featuring or starring Goemon. I was happy about picking this up. I've heard some really great things about it. I heard it was kind of a platformer type game, and it looks very promising, so I'm happy to add that to the collection and hopefully give it a go. And probably bunk in some time to it from what I've heard. I picked up Penny Racers for the N64 for about $5. I used to play with Penny Racers when I was a kid, so I really couldn't let that one down. And I'm a pretty big racer fan. They're not really my favorite genre of video games, but on the N64, like Lego Racers is a fun game in my opinion, and just any of those kind of like kart racer games, those are really fun. So yeah. Another game I got requested to play a lot, and I actually haven't had it until this week. Being a huge Star Wars fan, I'm kind of surprised I haven't had it, but that is, yeah, Star Wars Shadows of the Empire. I didn't want to say, yeah, but Star Wars Shadows of the Empire, so that was a cool one to add to the collection as well, and I've actually really been wanting that game a lot recently. I never really found it for a price range that I really wanted to pay for it. There were people who were wanting like $15 for it. I really didn't want to pay that much for it, because I know it could go lower, and I got it for cheaper, and it's something awesome to add to the collection. So I was happy about that. I got two PlayStation 2 games. Picked up Mojo from the bargain bin at a store I shop at. I got it for like $3. It looks kind of fun. It looks like a little like pinball type game. And I really don't know too much about it, but I usually try to give the bargain bin the benefit of the doubt here. I found some good games in bargain bin. So, Mojo. Maybe it's fun, maybe it's crap, I don't know. I picked up a game, another PlayStation 2 game, that I used to play tons when I was a kid. I got rid of it, and the series of all these games, the Budokai games, which is Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2. I got rid of it when I was a kid. I don't really know why. Budokai 3 was always my favorite, and then they came out with the Budokai Tenkaichi games. But Budokai 2, and I was really happy to add that back to the collection, because Dragon Ball Z is one of my favorite anime of all time. So I was happy to add that back to the collection, because Dragon Ball Z is awesome. I picked up two Saturn games. One of them is not with me right now, it's in the other room. And that is Off-World Interceptor Extreme. It's got some pretty cool looking cover art. It's got like ATVs or monster trucks with lasers shooting the world up and turrets. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty interesting artwork, but it's a racer, of course, kind of like a racer type. I don't really know. It's just a jumble of cool stuff, and I've been trying to add to my Saturn collection as much as possible, because where I live, apparently they're hard to find. And I have about 5 Saturn games, so anytime I see a Saturn game priced for a pretty low amount, unless it's like a sports game, I usually try to add it to the collection, because Saturn was a console that I really tried to get, and I ran across it, and I got really no games to play with it, so I always try to add some cool games to the collection to play with it, and this one looks pretty promising, so I'm happy about getting that. Off-World Interceptor Extreme. Like I was saying, the other one is in the other room, but I got DEFCON 5, and it's like a kind of like an atmospheric sci-fi game, and it's pretty cool. Haven't made it really, like I haven't beat the game yet. I made it about midways through the game, and it's actually not that bad. I just like the atmosphere to it. Kind of, my friend was here playing it with me, and I said it kind of reminded me of like a hybrid between Dead Space and I would say Half-Life. But it was kind of cool to mix in together, and it seemed like a promising game, so I picked it up, and I was really pleased with it. So I was happy to add DEFCON 5 to my collection of Saturn games. I picked up a few NES games. I've been trying to collect all the black box games. If you guys know what the black box games are, they were one of the first tier or first waves of NES games that came out, and they have a black box. And the labels kind of similar, like look like a black box in a way, but the labels have like a solid black label, and usually have like colors of the name in different colors, and they're usually kind of like sports games or action games. So you guys saw the first one, which was volleyball. They're pretty cheap, but I usually like to, it's just one of those things, me being a collector, just trying to get, it's kind of like a goal to get all the black box games. So you can usually find them for pretty cheap. Some of them are a little bit more expensive, but I'm trying to get all the black box games. So yeah. So I picked up most of my games were black box games. So I picked up volleyball. I also picked up Gumshoe for the NES. It looks like, I think it's a Light Zapper game, which I do not have a console TV. So I can't play Zapper games, so I can't play Duck Hunt, so I can't test out Gumshoe. You got Mock Rider, which is a programmable series. Oh my gosh, programmable series. I feel really stupid. Programmable. Picked up Mock Rider for the NES. I need to take those pesky labels off. Again, that I did not have, surprisingly, was Gyromite. Picked up Gyromite recently, so that was pretty cool to add to the collection. I really need a Rob, really bad, but that was cool to add to the collection as well. Picked up 10 Yard Fight for about $2. Another black box game. And one game that I spent a pretty long time playing, and it really irritated me, was Urban Champion. It's a pretty cool beat 'em up, but it just grinds my gears. I don't know, maybe the movement and just the noises, I don't know. It's a fun game, but after a while I just got mad because you move really sluggish and the controls aren't fair, in my opinion. So it was tough, but it was fun. Picked up, this is not a black box game, the last two are not black box games. I picked up Pinbot, Dare Pinbot to the Pinball Challenge is what it says on the logo. Yeah, Pinbot. Of course, I'm a big pinball fan, so yeah. I have pinball. Pinball is one of my favorite kind of like, I guess you could, I don't know if it would be considered a genre. There are a lot of pinball machines and pinball games, so I guess you could call it that. But I'm a big pinball fan. I love pinball everything. Anytime I really see like a pinball cabinet, I usually try to play it. But pinball is really fun. It's simple, but it's really attention grabbing and kind of, it's just fun to play in my opinion. So I like pinball a lot. And get sidetracked again. The last NES game I picked up was Ghosts and Goblins, and surprisingly enough, I did not have this game already. It's been on my wanted list for quite some time, but I had to pick up Ghosts and Goblins, so that was really cool to add to the collection of wanted games. I picked up, we're starting to get into the nitty gritty here. We're getting into the last pickup, but the last ones are NES games, Super Nintendo games. I'm a huge Doom fan, play it on PC, and Doom 64, and it's also on the 32X, which is really not that great on the 32X, but I've always wanted Doom on the Super Nintendo, so I recently found it. I love the red cartridge, I think it looks awesome. So I found Doom for the Super Nintendo, and I like it a lot. I think it's a little bit better than the Genesis version, not just because I'm a Nintendo fanboy, I just like the sound and it just seems to be, I guess, a little bit more fun on the Super Nintendo. But if I could choose a console to play it on, it's probably going to be PC. But I was happy to find that because I've always wanted it, mainly for the red cartridge. No, I'm just kidding. I've wanted Doom for the Super Nintendo for a while, so I was able to run across that, and I was happy to pick it up. And the last Super Nintendo kind of thing before I get into the last one was a game I wanted for a really long time with all the stuff, and I found Mario Paint. The cartridge is over there with my Super Nintendo games. So I was able to find the mouse pad, which is actually really cool to find because I've seen the mice without the mouse pad, and I've just seen the game by itself. So it was really cool to get it all in a bundle together with the mouse, working mouse, and an unbroken mouse pad. So I was really happy to pick that up. I'm trying to really bulk up my Super Nintendo collection. I don't really have that many Super Nintendo games or accessories. So I was really happy to have Mario Paint in the collection, which is a very fun game. And if you ever find it with the mouse and the mouse pad, and of course the cartridge, I would definitely advise picking it up because it's a really fun game. So yes, and the last thing I'm going to show you guys is my biggest pickup of all time. So let's get into this. I was in my normal video game shopping store where I usually buy my games. And they're a really good price company. They're a really good price business. I usually go in there and I'm able to buy some games that I want to add to my collection and play for a pretty good price. It's not price gouging, but they're not like flea market prices. They price their games at a mediocre price where it's a little bit under the hash to where it's affordable, but it's enough to like support them. So I was looking at their Super Nintendo games, and they have a few box games, nothing that really caught my eye, or usually catches my eye, but I was going in there and I was looking, just skimming over just to see what I saw. And I saw a new game down there, complete in box, with the manual in it, and I freaked out. Well, not really freaked out, but my mind just like exploded into 100 kajillion pieces, and I could put them back together and probably make the Triforce. But like, oh, I didn't know how to feel. I really didn't know what my emotions were supposed to be. But and it was priced or marked extremely cheap. So I saw it there. I kept shopping. I told her I was going to get the game, and I was able to pick up a complete in-box version of Castlevania Dracula X. If you guys don't know about Dracula X, it is a very expensive game. It sells for usually about $300 complete in box, and it's complete in box. It's in pretty good shape. There are some dings on the corners right there, but just to have this in my collection, I wouldn't care if it was smeared in the unholiest of unholies. I would still definitely put this on top of my shelf. I was really happy about picking this up. I'm a huge Castlevania fan, and of course having Dracula X complete in box in your collection is something remarkable. So I was definitely happy to add that to my collection. So that was awesome to find, and of course all these other pickups I have were really cool. I got some really good games, and hopefully I will be able to go hunting again pretty soon, and I'll show you guys the rest of my pickups, or the pickups I get after this, and continue it more frequently. I did leave some out, I think about 10 to 15 games, because I really just didn't want to add all this stuff because it would have been a really, really long video. So with that being said, this was my pickups for the time I've been gone. So I apologize again for not really forgetting about you guys. You guys always go through my brain, especially whenever I get an email that yada yada subscribe to you, or this video was awesome, thank you, or whatever. But yeah, I gotta say thank you guys so much for the subscriptions I've gotten recently. Thank you guys for all the views you've given me, and just all the support, and I really appreciate it. In a million years, I would have never thought I would have came this far. Back, what was it, April of about last year, or 2011? Sometime, it was about a year or 2 years ago. In April, I created my account. What was my first video was the Legend of Zelda Wind Waker opening, like the title sequence. I think my second one was the NES opening sequence. That was just my ploy to get a bunch of views, and I got like 20, which is totally copyrighted, and I had to remove them. But after that, I started reviewing the NES Super Advantage, and that was a pretty crappy video. But I think since then, I've definitely escalated in my production quality. And of course, subscribers, you guys definitely made me go around, and I really appreciate it so much for giving me all the support. So thanks again, guys, and I will see you hopefully in the next vlog and the next countdown. Hopefully I'll be able to get the countdown done pretty soon, and hopefully I'll be able to do another vlog possibly tonight. I really want to do a collection tour. It might take a while, but if you guys want to see that, you can let me know down below, or whatever you guys would like to see. I know sometimes I just blabber on about stupid things. So whatever you guys would like to see, if you would like to see my collection, you can tell me or not, but I will be doing another countdown hopefully really soon. So thanks again, guys, I really appreciate it, and as always, God bless and happy gaming.